There was a time, not so very long ago, that this was a dark, sad place. Do you remember that? Now we're into the main part of this is not the basement, this is not the lower level, this is the ground level. But look at it now. It is so bright and it's cheery and it's happy and it's friendly, and we did almost nothing to change it.
Last time I showed you the kids' bedrooms. This time you'll see a lot more of the lower level, and we've got a special guest.
I have to say I was a little bit worried that you were coming.
I'm Sarah, and every day my life revolves around design, and I'm sharing it with you. Today is another chapter in my design life.
You remember the story. We had no lighting, we had no proper heating system in this place, and we had no sound insulation between the floors. What that meant was we made some changes to the ceiling in here. I'm happy to see how this ceiling turned out. We dropped the ceiling in between each of the floor joists that goes between the main level that I'm standing on and the upper level above. We still have a nice amount of our beam left, right?
Initially, I thought the trim at the edge of the beams didn't look quite right.
Yeah, it looks like a drop ceiling.
But once we painted everything, problem solved.
In the end, we drywalled it, we trimmed it, we painted it all white, and then we did some fun stuff. Let's talk about the wallpaper. This is such a neat wallpaper. Everybody sees different things. For me, it almost looks like little trees in a Christmas tree farm, or maybe it's kind of a riff on snow fencing. There's something about it when it's rendered in this soft aqua palette that it just feels right on in this space.
One of the things that's making me really happy right now is the combination of how you process and visualize all of these wallpapers together. So we have the blue, we have this aqua, and then in here, the mural. Look how great the mural is.
And you may think, boy, Sarah, you use a lot of wallpaper. I use wallpaper for decorative effect, and I think this is proof positive of what you can achieve when you use a wallpaper that is delicate in color, yet whimsical in pattern. Hanging on the wall is a fabulous photograph. This is a gray mail-in photograph of skiers, and this is the one thing that our clients brought with them. They had this before they bought the chalet. They bought it years ago and they were storing it, waiting for the chance to use it. So here it is now, and it just ties in with all of those winter colors. Some people think all winter colors are dark and moody and rich and masculine, but that's not the way I see winter. I see winter of the backdrop of snow and then all those bright colors that come out on the ski hill. So we tried to embrace that a little bit down here. You'll remember we had a whole bunch of doors at the bottom of the stairs with a quick treatment using some inexpensive strips of poplar from the big box store. Chris and Adam transformed them. Then we painted them in a soft grayed aqua, and now look at them. Great storage, but also they bring a little hint of texture and decorative value to this hall. Because really, all this is a transition space. Well, all it used to be was a transition space. But then we took the antique pine dining table that came with the chalet and we moved it down here. Why, you ask? Because I have a household where kids love to do arts and crafts, they like to spread out, they like to do a puzzle, and they like to have a space that's just theirs, where nobody says, clean up your stuff, move out of the way. And so I decided that this would become the ultimate kids craft area. It's right outside the kids' bedrooms, so this is the ideal spot. We moved that giant hutch that felt overbearing in the living room and put it down here. Now it can store all the games, all the arts and crafts supplies, and make it super easy to tidy up later. I've tucked a little pair of leather stools from my new collection that just slide under the table so nobody's ever gonna trip on them in the hallway, but the kids can just use them as a perch. Also, because this area is right adjacent to the laundry room, it provides an ideal folding table when you've got a mountain of laundry that you need to sort through. Because you know what the laundry room isn't? The laundry room isn't large.
This is how you prep the laundry room for a big shoot.
Okay, it's a little laundry room, but it's cute and it's efficient and it works now. It's pretty cute, I think. I like it.
When we were tackling this project, we needed to install all of the lines for the radiators. Plus, we had to install a new boiler. So the laundry room just kept getting smaller and smaller.
Okay, this isn't strictly speaking part of the reveal, but I gotta show you this because it's so cool. It's called an air sled, and the Minister of Exteriors definitely wants one now.
This laundry room is not only green in color, it is also green in its origin. And when I say green, I mean environmentally friendly. These doors are made from recycled wood, and then they're covered in a plastic foil that is made from recycled PET bottles. Isn't that cool? Last stop on this little tour is the bathroom, and what a transformation it is. Ooh, I like this bathroom. I don't know what. What do I like most about this bathroom? Well, first of all, we had a little tiny shower stall that was in a closet.
The shower is in this little enclosure. Terrible lighting. Terrible! I didn't realize before how terrible the lighting is.
Just by opening that up, we transformed this room, and this room lives so much larger now. One of the key things I wanted to do, because there's a sight line into this shower directly off the hall, was to make sure that it felt connected in terms of color palette, but also I wanted a tile pattern that would sort of draw you in. So remember, I found these great chevron tiles, but then it turned out that only 1/2 of the chevron was available. That's okay with me. I don't mind that, because we now have this really cool diagonal, and we punctuated it with a few strips of a smoky, pale, slate blue, high gloss bar tile. And this is what I love about bathroom renovations. Playing with tile and coming up with a new pattern that I've never installed before is only half the adventure. Seeing it come to life and looking at it when it's done and knowing that it worked, it's awesome. So I encourage you to get the samples, play around with them, see what you can do, see how you can interpret them and make them work for your story about your personal design direction. You may notice that on the floor we've used the same tile that we used in the kitchen. This is wooden silver, and instead of being a 12 by 24, we've used it in a 6 by 24 and installed it like a wood plank. What I like about this is it sort of has a little bit of that graining as though it is old barn board, but it's stone, it's durable, it's natural material, and it always looks beautiful. I installed it sort of like a bowling alley leading to the vanity because it helps to elongate the room and it makes it very crisp and contemporary. Let's talk about that vanity. Ooh, I like this vanity. The vanity is wall hung, and you may remember we started out with 2 sinks.
And we have a double sink,
which I thought was 1 sink more than we needed, and it was making it feel really cramped. So we reduced to 1 sink, set it off to the side, and then installed a pendant light, and that gave us some extra counter space. When you're working with in-stock cabinetry, you need to work with what is available. So I was able to take a 30-inch cabinet plus a 21-inch cabinet to fit in my cavity. But then you know what happened? We had a lot of space. We had a big gap on either side, and it didn't look quite as fitted as I wanted it to be. So you know what I did? We got a shelf, and we cut down a shelf, and we used it as a filler panel. And so now that is why this in-stock IKEA vanity looks totally custom when it's done. Check out the wall mount faucet. This is a favorite of mine. This is the Hex collection from Rubinet, and it's done in a satin nickel finish. It has a little bit of an old school industrial riff, but it also feels crisp and contemporary. And then the final finishing touch in this bathroom is wallpaper that happens to be from my collection. This is my Ziggity in a dark smoky blue. And I don't think you should worry about, ooh, is putting wallpaper that's dark in my bathroom gonna make it feel dark? Do you think this feels dark? It's a lower level bathroom that only has 1 window that's in the water closet. So what did we do? We just made sure we had enough pot lights to keep it feeling light and bright. And if you're thinking right now, wow, that looks so different, I just want you to remember that we did not change the footprint. We did not change plumbing locations. We worked with the footprint that we had to start with.
Now, about that original footprint. This chalet was built in 1986 by Normerica. Ta-da! They create high-quality timber frame homes and buildings. I'm working on 2 Normerica projects right now, and it turns out the founder of the company, David, not only remembers building this chalet back in the 80s, but he wanted to check out what we've done.
So these doors were existing, and we just added some trim and paint.
That's really cool.
And one of our biggest challenges on this level was it was so dark, and there was absolutely no light in here.
I still remember this part myself, is what was the purpose of this area other than to serve the stair?
Well,
Get
we've now
upstairs,
given
but-
it a purpose that isn't being super celebrated quite yet. Right now it's shipping and receiving in the lunch counter. So we're setting this up as a craft table or puzzle table or games table for the kids.
Here's the thing. We painted all these timbers, and I know 92% of you were behind me on that, but David's the guy who put them here.
This is all still very much in progress, but we have a king guest room here, which has lots of space.
Yeah. I love the fact that you painted the timbers.
Yeah.
Because now you've got, you've got the texture of the timbers, but you don't have the darkness that people would often associate with.
I have to say, I was a little bit worried that you were coming, and I wasn't sure if you were going to be horrified.
No, a
that
lot
I
of our
painted
stuff,
the timbers.
a lot of the stuff now that was
Our old model home, we painted a whole bunch of
Oh,
the
you
timbers.
did? Oh, phew.
Yeah.
I was really nervous about you coming. I thought you might walk in and think, what have you done to this building?
This is exciting. I
feel much better
Well,
now.
this as well, Dad.
The key for us was that we wanted to maintain a reveal because we wanted to make sure
that texture.
wherever possible we wanted to celebrate the architecture we started with.
I'll show you more of their reactions in the other reveals, but for now, here's the guest bedroom that we're checking out, fully styled.
Is this one straight? Details are important, especially in a guest room.
This headboard moved here from the principal bedroom.
What color should we paint it?
Now, a lot of you wanted me to paint it a daring color, but you know me,
Do we go white?
I went with pale gray. We put up some faux grass cloth wallpaper, designed by yours truly.
Were you once training to be a surgeon?
I did. But there's more money in wallpaper.
And we're featuring my new bedside tables. I always like it when the bedside table surface is the same height as the mattress.
Don't worry, nobody's gonna hit their head on this because it's gonna be over the mattress.
This is a really subdued palette, which is restful in a guest room. But in everything I design, I like to add a sense of whimsy and fun. So this is my Dotty rug, which is just polka dots in a variety of neutral shades.
This is our shore collection. We have our dots in a beautiful watery palette.
And it picks up on the sort of popcorn stitching on the throat. This is actually a media cabinet, but in this case, we're using it as a great guest room storage solution. Guests can unpack if they want to with open shelves, or they've got this big long surface to just put their bag on. We started with a simple room,
And then we just layered in the decorative elements. This is the power of wallpaper and having fun. Don't be afraid to have fun with your project. Embrace color, embrace texture. These are the little things. A piece of art, a pretty vase, a lovely pendant fixture. This is it. This is how you do it, my friends. So go out there, dream big, use the space you've got, and make it awesome.